Well, hello, everybody, and thank God it's Monday. Welcome to Mondays with Mark. Look, look, look. Joy happens. It's one of my old shirts. I'm glad you're here. I've looked forward to this. I say that every week, and I really do mean it. I look forward to it. I just got home today. Hello, everybody coming in. Lisa Fryer Homewood, Lynn Nathan, Leah Griffiths. The sound. You don't have the sound? Can you hear me? Hello, Diana Allens King, Bonnie Lynn. Everybody coming in. Hi, everybody. I just got home from, by the way, Joseph Habedank, ADD. Joseph Habedank's going to be our special guest tonight. If you don't know who he is, stay tuned. You're going to love him. Great singer, great story, and he's a great dresser. He loves to dress up. I think he used to have an Instagram with all the different clothes. Anyway, we'll talk about that. Today I flew in I was in Lubbock, Texas, Midland, Texas, in Winsboro, Louisiana, at the Catfish Festival. Oh my goodness, the food is so good at the Catfish Festival. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. And then when I went to Winfield, Louisiana, I was at Calvary Baptist Church, and Brother Smithson and his family, sweet, sweet, sweet people. The whole church, all 4 concerts were like that. But Brother Smithson's son, Cy, is probably, I don't know, 6, 7 maybe. But when he was younger, when it got to Mary, did you know the blind will see the deaf? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will give Cy to a blind man? He said, why are y'all going to give me to a blind man? I thought that was so cute. Drum roll. Anyway, and then I was at the Catfish Festival. If you're anywhere in Louisiana and you or live anywhere near Winsboro, Louisiana, I don't know where that is. The bus just stopped and I got off. But the Catfish Festival, the food was so good. And I performed. It was like a lot of people all day long. And I was like at 12:30 to 1:30, I don't know. And then right after me was this bluegrass group named Borderline Bluegrass. Well, I took my phone out there, and I made a little video for y'all. Here's Borderline Bluegrass.
Making me lose all my control over my heart again. There go my tears again, till I dry my eyes and then I put on a smile just for a while, and there goes my mind.
On the other way, new high time game, running every day, still praying as I'm homeward bound, or plant my feet on higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand, my faith on heaven's stable land, a higher plane than I had found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. To scale the utmost high and catch a glimpse of glory bright, for faith has called the joyful sound, the song of saints on higher ground.
Yeah, that is borderline bluegrass. Y'all, I love that little rhythm. Lord, plant my feet. That guy's a pastor, the lead singer. Anyway, it was fun. And let's see what else I got to tell y'all. Oh, don't forget, y'all, March of next year, I'm doing my very first cruise. MarkLowryCruise.com is where you need to go. Wait, I thought I had a, hold on. Oh, here it is. There it is. Mark Lowry Spring Fling to the Caribbean, March 23rd through the 28th of 2019. The Martins, Taranda Green, the Ball Brothers, Stan Whitmire, and my pastor is coming, Brett Jones. You're going to love him. You've seen him on the car conversations that we've had. And I hope there'll be time. I'm sure there will be. It's my cruise. I can do what I want. Where we can sit and talk about God like we do on those car conversations. And there'll be a lot of great music. It's going to be a lot of fun. Go to MarkLowryCruise.com and come join us. Great, great fun. We're going to do pajama karaoke. Won't that be fun? You got to bring your pajamas. And the Not So Newlywed Game. That's going to be fun, y'all. Hey, next week, we got Jason Crabb. Jason Crabb, looky there. Jason Crabb, April 23rd, Monday, 7 p.m. In fact, we're going to be broadcasting from his home. And Blaine Johnson's going to be there. We're going to sing, hey, everybody, hey, Karen McBride, Barb Nelson. What did she say? Let me see here. Are you going to make a video on the cruise? You know what, Barb? I hadn't thought about it. But that's not a bad idea. Hello, Charity Williams. Yes, Melissa and Eric Poole. Y'all need to come. The cruise they are wonderful. And this is not going to be a Gaither cruise. I've only done 2 cruises. Gaithers Forever, twice a year, which are fantastic. They're fun, you know. And Michael W. Smith's cruise. Michael W. Smith's cruise was the first cruise I'd ever been on where there were young people on it. Because, you know, when Bill pulls his ship into port, nursing homes empty all over the area. Anyway, and I love that. I love the old folks. I hope a lot of them will come out. Hey, Susan Norwood. Anyway, so I'd never been on a cruise, but till I went on Michael W. Smith's cruise, any other cruise but Gaither cruise, until Smitty's. So this will be my third kind of cruise, but it's going to be the Mark Lowry Spring Fling cruise. And it may be the last Mark Lowry. So if you want a spring fling cruise, but we're going to have a good time. All right, now listen. I'm looking forward to our guest. Well, let's get to him because y'all, wait, before I do that, Tori Taff. I can't forget Tori. You know, she was just on Gaither's cruise, Bill Gaither's cruise, and she hogtied him and got him to agree to go to Bell Buckle. You know how I went to Bell Buckle, Tennessee this year for Russ and Tori Taft's Bell Buckle weekend? Y'all, it is so much fun. Well, it's kind of hard to hear, but here's Tori and Bill on the cruise. He's coming to the Bell Buckle cruise. You're going to love it.
Okay, you guys, I told you that we were going to have a special guest for this year, and I hadn't spilled the beans yet, but here it is. He was walking down the hall, minding his own business. I grabbed him by the arm. There may or may not have been guns involved. And I said, hey, Bill.
And I said, well, thanks, Terry. I haven't seen you so long.
Terry. And I said, you want to come to Bell Buckle October 7th and talk to all the Bell Bucklians and friends? And he said,
I said, I'd love to do it if I don't stutter too much. We'll have a wonderful conversation.
So, this is the big reveal. October 7th, it will be Conversations with Bill. Our special musical guest on Sunday is going to be Goodman Revival. and possibly Reba and Donnie. Reba and Donnie said if I don't invite them every time, they're going to be my friends anymore.
And don't forget Tim and Faith. We invited them too. But they might be busy.
Tim and Faith never answer my calls. It's starting to hurt my feelings. So we're going to have to settle for Bill Gaither. So stay tuned.
You know what? I'm serious. I'm excited about coming out. I've never seen your little town, but I believe Tori, and we're going to have a wonderful time.
See you there.
Yeah, I want to encourage all you guys. This is a lot of fun. Oh, look. I accidentally hit it. I said Russ and Tori cruise right before I showed y'all that video. It's not a cruise. It's a bell buckle weekend. Bell buckle. They ought to do a cruise. I wonder if they could cruise from Bell Buckle. I don't think there's any water near Bell Buckle. Hey, everybody. Elaine Rosenberger, is the shirt you're wearing in the shop? You know, it used to be. I don't know if it still is. It says, doesn't that look good? Joy happens. James 1-2, look it up. Now, listen, if you want to go to the Bell Buckle weekend, just Google Russ and Tori Taft Bell Buckle weekend, and then you can find out information on that. Let's see what other comments we got going here tonight. Deborah Montgomery, the reception is not very good. I'm sorry, Deborah. I don't know what to do about that. Let's see. I would love to go. Paula Shepard says, I'd love to go to Bell Buckle. Bell Buckle, Tennessee. Yes, Brian Hornback. Bell Buckle, Tennessee. Hi, Dorothy Norman Pierce from St. Louis. Thank you all for telling me from where you are. Hey, listen, where you're from, but listen, try to, when I contact, I'm stuttering a lot tonight. I'm starting to be like Bill Gaither. When I contact Joseph, we're going to talk a little while, and then we're going to let you ask some questions. So let's call him. You want to? Let's try it. Here, we're going to call you. I guess he's tuned in, Joseph. Joseph, we're calling. Hold on, let me see how you do it. On Skype. There he is.
Hello.
Hold on. All right, click that little button. I don't see
Hold
you.
on.
There you are. Joseph Habedank.
Hey, friends.
How are
Hey, guys.
you? Hey, everybody. This is Joseph Habedank. Joseph, really, when I first heard of you, and I'm getting right into the interview. When I first heard of you, you were with the Perrys.
Yeah.
That was where I first heard of Joseph Habedank. Norman Holland, who is a dear friend of mine, he was the A&R director over at Daywind, and I believe y'all were one of his groups at the time, right?
Yeah. In fact, I was when I went with the Perrys when I was 17, he was the A&R director, and so the whole time I was with the Perrys for 10 years, he was the A&R guy, and became a great friend, and I know he was a great friend to you. Man, he was such a great guy, wasn't he?
He was funny. But so before the Perrys, you came from Ohio, you said.
Yeah.
Now,
We
what
grew up
were you singing then? How did they know you could sing? How did that happen?
Yeah. You know what? I grew up in church singing, and I sang with my family. And Kirk Talley came to our church and heard me sing and got me my job with the Perrys. And that was 15 years ago. I was 17, 15 years ago.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm 32 now. And, but yeah, I grew up singing. And I tell you what, I've loved this music for my whole life. And I was a big Mark Lowry fan. In fact, do you remember when you had the Remarkables?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was a Remarkable.
Were you?
Yeah, that was the first time anybody ever called me Remarkable.
Oh,
Yeah.
Had you sung in a group? Did Kirk hear you in a group or hear you solo or?
No, I was singing with the youth choir, and they gave me the lead. We were singing the Lighthouse, and I sang the Lighthouse, and he heard me. He said, "Hey, do you want to do this for a living?" I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "That's all I ever wanted to do, you know." And he said, "Well, give me your contact info." He said, "We'll keep in touch." And it wasn't, I don't know, 2 years later about a year later, the Perrys were looking, and I didn't think they'd hire me because I was 17, you know.
Yeah.
But they did, and I was there for 10 years, and so I got a big thanks to Kirk for who I still keep in touch with. And man, I tell you what, when I went solo, it was a little terrifying But
Yeah.
if you study, man, Kirk Talley was a communicator.
Oh, yeah.
Man, he was such a great communicator. So I'll usually ask him, hey, what do I do in this situation? What if the crowd's doing this? And he'll help me out. So I'm not nearly what he is, or you. You're a great communicator too, Mark.
Thank you.
You really are. You're awesome.
Well, I appreciate it.
But I'm glad to be on your show. Thank you for having me.
So then you joined the Perrys. So you were with them, and you do have a phenomenal voice. Do you find you talk about communicating? What to say between the tracks? I always thought that would be a good class I would like to teach.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So how would you tell a young artist? Tell me what Kirk has taught you. That might be watching.
Well,
what do you do between the tracks? Because you obviously can sing, but when you're doing a concert, you've got to talk, or they might as well stay home and play the record.
Well, he told me best advice I ever got from Kirk was, they'll book you one time if they like you. He said, but they'll book you back if you have something to say.
Brilliant.
I thought, that's it. And so the biggest thing for me is just to be myself, which, boy, it sounds simple.
Yeah.
But it's really hard sometimes just to be you. Because a lot of times as people, we're so insecure, I know I am, that we're afraid to be who God made us.
Yeah.
And exactly the personality that God wanted you to have, that's what he gave you. And so, just being me and being honest and talking to people like me and you are talking right now.
Exactly.
Now, it's not, don't put on this fake voice and I did that for, when I first started, I think I got in the rut of, and almost sounded kind of preachy.
Everybody.
But it wasn't me, you know?
Yeah. Everybody, I think everybody when they're getting started, kind of picks up, like someone sent me a cassette tape of myself when I was 14 at a youth camp. This just came back to me. 14 when I was at a youth camp. I'd just gotten saved. So I must have been 15. And I was at a youth camp in Hollywood, Florida, and someone sent me a cassette tape of it probably 5-10 years ago. I listened to me talking, and it was so weird, with every word I said, it felt like someone was hitting me in the stomach. It was the weirdest thing, because I wouldn't say any of that now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't talk in that tone of voice now. I think the key, and I heard you say it when you said, talk like we're talking now, is I pretend I'm on the back porch with my best friend.
Absolutely.
And we're talking, but I'm the only one talking. That's what happens with an audience. And I'd rather hear me talk than anyone else anyway, so,
Well, what's funny is now I'm more comfortable speaking, emceeing than I am singing. And I don't know why that is. But I'm more at ease when I'm talking, because I feel like that's when I communicate the most. It's when I'm speaking, not when I'm singing. Even though, the messages in the song are so important. But here's the deal. If they can't relate with you, they're not going to listen to my song anyway, in my opinion.
Exactly.
And so finding a way to relate with them and, just trying to be me, which I'm still learning, which is it's hard to do because sometimes I don't like me.
Well, and that's the part you need to show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because everybody out there at times doesn't like themselves. And if you need to show your scars, I've said this many times, no, you don't help anybody by showing your trophies, but you help everybody by showing your scars.
Yeah.
And you are doing that. You are doing that because you were with the Perrys for 10 years. And then tell me how the pills started.
Well, I had an ulcer on the back of my throat, and it had abscessed into my face, up into my jaw, into my ear. And I was on the road singing. This ulcer was the size of a quarter. It was huge. So if you can imagine a canker sore, which they hurt anyway.
Yeah.
Imagine a canker sore the size of a quarter on your throat. So you can't talk without being in pain because your tongue hits it. You can't eat.
Oh.
Even breathing. It was unbearable pain. So I got on the road and couldn't, I could barely function. I was in so much pain, and somebody gave me pain pills, and I was in love. Everything, the devil, man, I tell you what, he started whispering in my ear.
So you were never subscribed them.
I was after that, yeah. But it's funny, it wasn't until I was abusing them that I was getting prescriptions. And it's funny, but before I was just getting them from people, and which is obviously illegal. I didn't know that at the time. But man, before it was all said and done, I was taking 10 to 12 hydrocodone or oxycodone every day of my life.
Let me ask you something. Didn't they stove you up? They
mean?
constipate me. Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
they do.
I had to take them when I broke my leg, and I would rather die than take that stuff. I was so constipated. Seriously, you must have taken a laxative along with them.
I didn't. You know what? I didn't. But it's funny, when you get off of them, it's not funny. It's very painful. But when you get off of them, there is an opposite effect. I will say that. So everything is loosened, and I can't believe we're talking about
Well, it doesn't
this.
matter. I'm at the age where bowel movement is very important. I'll be 60 this year. And the older you get, the more important they become. Okay, so anyway, you were on pills. You got on the pills, and then how long were you on those before you got, and how did it all come out?
I first started taking them in 2008. I didn't really start getting, I kind of experimented. I'd take them every now and again, and then I got hooked in 2010. 2011 got worse. 2012 was even worse, and then in 2013 I ended up losing my job singing with the Perrys. And they were very gracious. They came to me and said, hey, they'd given me numerous chances. They knew I'd been struggling with it for years, and they just said, we can't have you on the road, and we don't know what to do. And I said, well, if you allow me to, I said, I'd like to resign and get some help. And they said, that'd be great. So I resigned in May of 2013, and I checked into treatment, Cumberland Heights, a place here in Nashville, 2 weeks after that. And you know what? I was so scared, but I was so excited because I had lived in this bondage these chains for so long that I was so excited about being free. Yeah. And I checked in. I did 30 days inpatient, and then they told me you need to go to outpatient. And they said, it's 5 weeks. Well, I didn't want to go to 5 more weeks, but I did. So I went to 5 weeks outpatient. And then when they got done with that, they said, you need to go to 90 recovery meetings in 90 days. I didn't want to do that either, but I did it. And they said, you need to get somebody, what they call a sponsor, somebody you can call, hold you accountable. And I did that. And I still have one to this day. In fact, I just called him today. His name's John McAndrew. Actually, I had Russ Taff help me so much in the beginning. I talked to Russ every day. And, of course, he went through not exactly the same thing, but some similar things in his life. And he just saved my life. And you know what? It was probably the worst thing that ever happened to me and the best thing that ever happened to me.
And while you were in Cumberland, Norman Holland was also in there.
Yeah.
At the same time.
You talk about a scary thing. I was there for 4 weeks. My 3rd week, I'm just getting my bearings underneath me. I'm excited. I'm thinking I'm gonna do this. And I look over and Norman is checking in. And it's so funny because my immediate thought was this pride thing of, he's going to see me in rehab. And then it hit me. He's here too. Yeah. You know? And he checked in 3 weeks out. And then we did outpatient together. And Norman Holland is actually the one that went to Ed Leonard and said, you need to sign Joseph. He's doing really good in his recovery. You need to sign him.
And why do you think you survived it and Norman didn't? I mean, he went, I believe, one time. And you went one time, right? You've only been one time to rehab?
Just
right?
once, yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people go back up to 5 times before they finally, get help. I've heard that's not unusual. You did it in one time, and you've been clean now for 5 years. Is that right?
5 years next month. Yeah.
So what do you think Norman didn't make it? What do you think?
I think my personality is to be obsessive. And I was obsessive about drugs. And what I determined to do was take that obsession and turn it towards my recovery. Because I had this obsessive compulsive personality. And I thought if I could turn my obsession from drugs to my recovery, I can make it. And I'll tell you what else. They told me in treatment, they said there's only going to be 10% of you that recover. And in my mind, I thought, I'm going to be that 10%. I'm going to do whatever it takes to be that 10%.
Yeah.
And I still don't feel like I'm I don't have it all together. I still take it one day at a time, but God's given me almost 5 years, and I certainly don't want to scare people by saying I could go back tomorrow, but it's true.
Yeah. Well, we all could. Every human's capable of anything. I mean, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's the reason when I watch those shows like Forensic Files, I think, my gosh, I could do this. I am capable. I am a human being too, even though it scares the fool out of me to think that one day I could be on Forensic Files. Wouldn't that be horrible to watch yourself?
I'd watch it. No, but you know what? I think I don't know why God allows some people to survive addiction and others He doesn't, but I sure am grateful that He's given me the strength to do it. And He's given me a story.
Well, you know what? It's just like when Jesus walked up to the guy by the pool of water. He looked at him and He said, "Do you want to get well?" And he wouldn't do anything until, the guy had to want to get well. And if you don't want to get well, you will never get well.
I love this thing of music so much, and I knew I'd never get it back if I didn't get sober.
Really? Music? Ooh. I love it too, but I
just love it. This is my life.
There are people like you. Bill Gaither's that way. That my mother was that way. The love, and I like the music, but I don't love it. But I don't listen. Do you listen to music in your car?
Oh, all the time. Yeah.
Really?
In fact, I drive. You know me. I'm trying to get your bus. I want your bus, as you know. Now the whole world knows. Yeah. But I drive everywhere right now, and I listen to music for hours and hours, and I get inspired to write songs by listening to other songs. It challenges me. But I loved it so much. But what you said was important. You got to want it. You have to want it, because if you don't want it, boy, it's easy. It's easy to use drugs and.
Did you write songs before? Have you written songs? When did you start writing?
Yeah, I started writing when I was a kid. I wrote a little bit with the Perrys. I had a few.
How has this changed your writing?
Oh, I just watched the I Can Only Imagine movie last night, and there was a line in there. It's amazing. But there's a line in there that says, "Quit running. Quit running from your pain, and you'll write a hit song. You got to confront it," and that's what I did. I started confronting my pain and started running away from my pain. I started running to my pain and channeling that into my songs. And I feel like I'm still scratching. I've just scratched the surface. I don't feel like watching that movie really inspired me to want to write better. Who doesn't want to write? And I Can Only Imagine, or I'm Married, it'd be great. Do career songs. Married,
Let's see if we got some questions for Joseph. This is from Peggy. She says, "Proud of you, Joseph. Every struggling addict needs to hear your story."
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You have to want to get well. Oh, let me take down. Everybody, you can go to josephhabedank.com also and have him at your church. In fact, we were just at the same church. I was at Calvary Baptist Church. What is today? Was it last night? Last night. Everything runs together.
First Baptist. First Baptist Winfield.
Oh, it isn't Calvary Baptist.
No, it's not. You said it earlier, and I didn't want to correct you. But
I'm glad you did. I'm sorry, First Baptist. Brother Smithson, right?
Smithson, Pastor Smithson. I was there last Sunday night.
It's First Baptist, y'all. Please forgive me. I'm just an old, senile, tired, but joy happens. Hey, seriously, that was the most. I love that church. I love that pastor. I love his that little Cy.
He's a great kid.
His son.
Great family.
Yeah.
Great
okay.
Family.
Hey, let's see what we got. Joseph gets his here. Wait a second. Pam Scott says Joseph gets his talent from his mommy. I don't know.
Hey, she's watching. She's watching. My mom's watching.
Your mom's watching?
Yeah. Hello to Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Leah.
What's her name?
She's watching. Leah. Leah, Leah.
Hi, Leah. You got you a good boy here. Now, let me ask you this. You and Matt Holt write a lot together, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've been writing since we were teenagers. Yeah. We have a publishing company together. And I tell you what, he's just one of the best guys you'll ever meet, and one of the most talented. But besides
he is one of the best piano players I've ever heard in my life.
And joke tellers. He's one of the best joke tellers.
He is. Barb Nelson wants to know what part of Ohio you lived in.
I lived in Dayton. Well, I actually grew up in Xenia, right outside of Dayton, Ohio. And, I'm in Nashville now.
Here's a good question from Julia. You're in Goodlettsville now, right?
Yeah, Goodlettsville.
Nashville, same thing.
Yeah.
Julia Tangeman wants to know what artists inspire you. What a great question.
I'm a huge fan of a guy named Michael Bublé, who's my favorite. He's my favorite singer in the world. So
Is
I love
he really?
him. Oh man, yeah. His tone is just. Now he sings like that old big band. He's kind of like the new school Frank Sinatra, but he's just brilliant. I mean, he's amazing. So he really inspires me.
Connor Boast says the Wilmington Celebration Choir is looking forward to singing with you this week. Now, do you have tracks and stuff you can send ahead and work with choirs on the road?
Yeah, I sing with choirs a lot. I'll be in Myrtle Beach singing with them at Singing in the Sun, so that's going to be fun. That's Thursday night. Can't wait.
Well, are you finding that like you're in mostly churches, right?
Yeah, I mean I do. Like you. I mean some of both. I mean I do some auditoriums. And,
Are you finding that choirs are still around much?
Well, the churches I go to, they are, because I go more to the blended churches. So, the people that are somewhere between choral music and praise and worship music. It's that middle of the road thing that I kind of fit in. And so, they're obviously not as much as they used to be because of the worship teams, and which I enjoy that too.
Rick Martin wants to know, do you have plans to do quartet work again?
You know what? Probably not. I get that question a lot. And, I never say never because God's plan's perfect. So I trust. But as of now, I'm so happy doing what I'm doing. It's the happiest I've ever been in my life. And I get to travel with my wife.
And you've got a fabulous wife watching you like a hawk, which is good.
She left. She left me. She was here, but she went to the store, I think. But, yeah, her name's Lindsay. She's amazing. And,
I know. She's so pretty. Oh, you know what? I noticed about too. Did you have an Instagram page for your clothes at one time? Because you always dress so sharp. You always have the little pocket square thing, and clothes are very important to you, aren't they? I mean,
my granddad. Yeah, thank you by the way, for dressing casual.
I hate to dress up, but you love it, don't you?
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Now I don't do it. It's funny now that I'm solo. I have people ask me not to. And it never happened with the Perrys, but they'll say, don't wear a tie, or they'll say, would you mind to wear jeans? And I'll do that. I'm fine to wear whatever. But I really do enjoy wearing a tie. In fact, I just packed my clothes for this weekend, and I had so much fun picking out my outfits.
You are kidding.
Oh, no. Yeah.
I just love black because it goes with everything. Okay. Rachel Holcomb Paget wants to know when you will release a new project.
March of 2019. So we got about 11 months left. I just started writing for it. So I've got about 3 or 4 songs so far. I got to write about 7 more. So we'll see.
So
I'm writing every week.
Now, does a deadline help you write?
Yeah, I usually start like a year in advance. Last time I wrote 100 songs and only picked 10 of them.
You wrote
that's how long
100 songs?
Yeah, that's how long it took me to get it right.
How many of them were any good?
Well, 10. That's just somebody. No.
They say Fanny Crosby wrote like 3,500 songs, and about 5 of them have lasted.
That's great. Yeah, I write all the time. I write tomorrow. I wrote twice last week. I'll write twice next week. I write about twice a week.
So you enjoy it. Now, do you write the words and music?
I do, yeah. But I don't play anything, so I have to sing it. Like if I have a melody, I have to sing it to somebody who plays, and they got to figure out how to play it. Wow. And sometimes I'm hearing a different chord than what they're playing. I have to tell them, no, it's not that. Right. But I can't read music or anything. So it can be challenging, but it's a lot of fun. And I have great co-writers. Co-writers.
You know what? I ought to try that with y'all sometime.
That'd be awesome.
Hey, tell me about the song we're about to play, and then I'm going to go eat. Have you eaten yet? Did you eat tonight?
Yeah, I had dinner, but I'll eat again if it makes you feel better.
No. Well, I don't think we could. I'm in Houston. You're in Goodlettsville. I don't know how that would happen. But I love to eat. It's the highlight of my day.
I love it. What are you going to eat?
I'm going to have Chinese tonight.
I love to. Do you like P.F. Chang's, or do you like real?
It's okay. It's okay.
I love
My
P.F.
favorite
Chang's.
Chinese restaurant in the world is Mr. Chow in New York City.
Oh, I got to try that.
Mr.
I was
Chow,
just
CHOW, but you got to mortgage your house to go there. It's very expensive.
Oh, it's expensive.
But it's,
Well,
it's a once
I'll
in a...
just let you take me.
I'll let Bill Gaither take me. No, it's really good.
Well, he'll take both of them.
But so tell me about the song we're going to play. We're going to close with tonight. Did you write this song?
I did. I wrote it with Michael Farron and Wayne Hahn. You know Wayne,
Oh yeah.
my producer.
Yeah.
And this is a special song, and it's got a lot of my story in it. And it basically, I had an amazing thought. I think it's amazing. If we believe that God is everywhere,
Right.
and we believe that God is love, that means we cannot escape God's love, because it is literally everywhere. God is omnipresent. He's everywhere. And if God is love, that means his love is everywhere. And we cannot escape it. And so many times we try to run and hide. I've been a prodigal.
Right.
I think we've all, if we're being honest, we've all been prodigals. And so this song's a lot about...
And what's even worse is being the son that stayed home.
Yeah.
Let me tell
And
you.
you know what?
You know what's worse about that? Is he missed the party. That parable ends with him staying outside and the prodigals inside eating the fatted calf and have the party, and he ends up missing he's the one that stayed home. Self-righteous people need to really be careful that they don't miss the party, because
I love that. It's so sad. I've got a brother too that struggled for years, and I've been guilty of that sometimes. When people say, "Oh, he's doing better," I'm like, "Well, is he really doing better?" And I have to be careful not to miss the part.
Oh, we're all
I got a prodigal brother.
Yeah, we're all a pack of freaks trying to find our way home, and Jesus is the way.
He is. He's awesome.
All right, listen.
Hey, thank you.
I love you, Joseph. I'm so glad we got to
you,
talk, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you and your wife better. Let's see, before we go, eat some sweet and sour chicken, Liz Hutchins says. Oh, I will do that, Liz. You know what I'm going to have, Liz? I'm going to have that. It's called crispy chicken, crispy shrimp, and it has this sauce on it. I don't know. Oh, I'm getting so hungry. All right, listen. Here we go. Joseph, what's the name of this song, Joseph?
Just When You Thought.
Just When You Thought. Enjoy it, everybody, and I'll see you next Monday with Jason Crabb on Mondays with Mark. Thank God it's Monday.
And this is my story. You have a prodigal in your life? Maybe you've been a prodigal. I want you to listen close to the words of this brand new song. I hope you love it. For every prodigal who's thrown their whole life away, feeling completely unworthy to mention his name, for every soul that's been shattered by choices you've made, the Father still hears every prayer that a broken heart prays. Just when you thought you could somehow outrun, you're chased down by mercy, as he proves there's nothing that his blood can't cover and his arms can't reach to redeem. Oh, just when you thought you exhausted his kindness, his gentle compassion pulls you out of hiding. And just when you thought that his grace somehow reached the end, you find you're forgiven again. Listen to this. It's so amazing how He will move heaven and earth. To reach through the darkness, the shame, the heartache, the hurt. And we find out again there is nothing the Savior loves more. Listen, than seems surrender so He can renew and restore. Just when you thought you could somehow outrun it, you chase down my mercy as He proves there's nothing